I'm Matt, I'm here with Liz and Anne, and we're going to be discussing growing up in Upwey in the South Dorset Ridgeway. What were your first memories about growing up in Upwey?
Well, I can remember walking along the road to the school where Liz and I spent our formative years. There would be bats swooping down in the dusk. You don't see any of those now. And at the little village school where we would have bottles of milk delivered every day. Sometimes they were covered in ice with the cream popping out of the top, so we'd have to pop them round the school stove to warm up. Eggs were a luxury in the house where I lived. They were still rationed. And I went to Liz's home and they gave me a boiled egg for tea. And I didn't know how to take the top off. I'd never had a whole boiled egg to myself. Seems crazy now, but that's true.
And Liz, what are your first memories about growing up in Upwey?
I suppose one of my first memories was going to Upwey School and meeting new people. The little shop opposite, which is known as the Wishing Well, and it was ever so tiny then, they used to sell Mickey Mouse ice lollies. And we were always wanting one. I can't remember which one it was now. Yeah, and then I used to go up over the hills and I used to pick mushrooms in the summer. And in those days, opposite the church, there was a cafe called the Claverley Cafe. My dad used to make me go and take them into the cafe. I think they used them for the B&B for breakfast.
So Anne, what was the best thing for you about living in Upwey?
Well, if I can tell you a very brief story, my mum and dad didn't have anywhere to live. My mum went to the Wishing Well, wished for somewhere to live, and as she came out, she met an old guy, told him what she'd wished for, and he produced an iron key out of his pocket and said, "Go and have a look at number 98. And my mum went to look at this cottage, which had no electricity, no running water, no inside loo, nothing. And she said, "I'll take it." They rented it from 1947 to 1964, and I can still remember coming down on the steam train from Leicester and seeing the beautiful village of Upwey. The Wishing Well will always have a special significance and sentimental feeling for me. So, yeah, I love Upwey.
And Liz, what was the best thing for you about living in Upwey?
I think it was a village community. We had like big affairs, and then we had at Westbrook House, something for the coronation, and there was quite a community spirit there in those days, which you haven't got so much now. And I used to leave my bike at Mr. Eckersall's, which is no longer. That was the little shop. We used to be quite fearsome, especially if I left my bike there too long.
Anne, what was Upwey like when you were growing up as a child, and how has it changed over the years?
It's changed tremendously. We had, I think, 4 pubs, and we've only really got 2 of those left. There was a butcher's shop, there was a grocer's shop, there was a school. They've all gone. You know, I suppose it's almost urban now, although the actual village itself looks the same. But, we're sort of a suburb in some ways, as we know we don't have any of the old infrastructure.
So Liz, in your view, how important is the history and heritage of the Ridgeway?
Oh, we need to keep history going for our future generations. I mean, if we didn't sort of say about it, you wouldn't know about it, and then you will pass it on. So it's really for passing on information to future generations, I think.
Well, it's obviously a very important thing. We mustn't let go of our heritage. We live in the most exciting area of the country, I think, with the Purbeck Hills coming down to Portland and Jurassica. I think we're very lucky to live here, and the immense pride that you feel in being part of this wonderful county of ours, and this is a very special place.